Okay, let's bring in Mike Everett, who has our first alert weather forecast. So, Mike, what's the latest on this next storm?
It looks like we're catching a little bit of a break right now. The next significant storm will be on Friday. But with that said, if you are in any of our northern counties, including Snohomish, Skagit, Whatcom, or along the coast, I got a special heads up for you. It's going to be gusty overnight tonight. A couple of wind advisories to tell you about. I'll start with SeaTac because there's something really significant about today. Aside from the fact that temperatures were once again well below average, 53 was the high today, 41 was the low. Wow. Now, nowhere near the record, 29 back in 1954. No rain in the gauges today. We did see some sprinkles out there, but the big story is this, that 6:01 sunset. That's the last time that we are going to see a 6 p.m. or later sunset until about March. In fact, this is the time of year where we really lose a lot of daylight. During the entire month of October, basically, we lose about 100 minutes from where we started in late September. So about 2 minutes every morning, 2 minutes every afternoon. So in case you're wondering, a couple of things to point out here. We are still well away from the beginning of winter. In fact, 56 days to be exact. Sunset on that day, 4:20 p.m. Another thing to let you know about is we don't set the clocks back until November 6th. So that will be the day that we'll really see that massive impact. So as far as the difference between summer and winter goes, well, it's a little bit like this. Summer solstice, obviously in June, about 15.5 hours of daylight. Winter solstice, about 8.25. So some quick math telling you the difference between the two is about 7 1/3 hours. All right, now switching gears to this wintry type weather. We saw snow levels get down to about 3,500 feet. You saw Kelly Greenberg playing in the snow up near Snoqualmie. We'll see those snow levels go up as this next system moves in, but it looks like it'll throw down some more snowpack and possibly some rain on snow. Right now, we're just tracking the last of the rain squeezing out and showing you a live look from Bellingham, where again, already getting breezy there. In fact, up towards Whidbey Island, we've already seen some gusts about 24 miles an hour within the last hour. Starting to see some double digits along the I-5 corridor and out towards the coast. So a couple of advisories to tell you about. Wind advisory along the coast, sustained about 20 to 35 miles an hour tomorrow with some gusts up to about 45, pretty much all the way up and down the coast. The bigger and I think more important one here is the wind advisory that'll be in place up and down the I-5 corridor. Sustained winds 25 to 35 with some gusts up to about 50. In fact, the closer you are to the water, the gustier it'll be. That kicks in tomorrow morning at 5, stops tomorrow night at 8. So basically the messaging here is if you need to bring some patio furniture or if you have some of those Halloween decorations out on the lawn, you're going to want to deflate those and maybe put a rock on top of them because it's going to get gusty out there tomorrow. Here's how it plays out overnight tonight. We'll see those winds really start to pick up. By the time we get to about 2 p.m. tomorrow, we are in the thick of it. Again, along the coast, you're going to be seeing some very gusty winds coming up from the south and southwest, and then you'll see some southerly winds all the way across Puget Sound in the I-5 corridor. In fact, we'll get kind of a weird convergence zone that'll set up over top of Port Angeles instead of Snohomish County. That'll be a nice change. Take a look at this. By the time we get to about 11 p.m. tomorrow night, still gusty out there, and then we head into Friday morning and everything calms back down again until the next system moves in. Speaking of which, we will see some rain along the I-5 corridor, most of that pushing into the foothills out towards Snohomish County, and then that next system moves in late Thursday into Friday and brings us our next round of rain. 7-day forecast shows temperatures going 49, 59 on Thursday. We'll stay in that pattern as we go through the weekend. Looks stormy on Friday, looks stormy on Sunday, but things should be great on Monday evening for the kids and trick-or-treating.